in the build, you're going to see some amazing things that are about to be released. I mean, it's going to be so simple for somebody to know what will it take, how many people do I need to have so that I can advance to the next round. Immediately, they log into their back office. They don't have to guess about it. It's going to be given to them on a silver platter. So this is going to be exciting. All roads lead to IML Soars in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I can tell you the excitement is building in our markets. People are running as hard as they can to qualify so that at the event, them and their teams can be celebrated. Why? Because I can tell you something, you know, affirmation and recognition is what babies cry for and what men die for. You have to understand, people come into this business to make money, but they will not stay in this business if they do not get the recognition and appreciation for the things they do. And we are absolutely excited. The Power of 12 continues this month. I know when you do that, we got from the month of June to the month end of August in the organization of David and Moniti, that will allow you to qualify for the Masquerade Ball. And you don't want to miss that. You say, well, Luke, I've never been to one. I don't know how exciting it's going to be. I want you to understand the truth behind it. The Masquerade Ball is to award the people who went 12 wide in a 90-day period and who could go 12 wide in a 30-day period. The real benefit is not just the Masquerade Ball, to be able to rub shoulders and associate with people who are 6 and 7 and 8 figure earners. The real value is not just being able to be at the ball, be in their association, but what would have been created in your organization based on how many other people qualified for the Masquerade Ball. And that will just talk about the kind of momentum you actually have going on in your group. So we want to get down to it. I have another call that's lined up with that. Then I have to go to church. And so we want to get right into the information this evening. And I'm going to continue where we left off. Welcome to all of you who are brand new on the call today. My name is Luke Quamina, one of your leaders here at iMarkets Live, and I'm very excited to be able to always serve this organization that will be one of the very next Chairman 10 organizations and above over there in Nigeria. Congratulations to the brand new Chairman 10 over there, first female Chairman 10 over in Nigeria. We are so excited. We celebrate her success. And I can tell you we've been having so much success over the last week. Brand new P600s, brand new P2000, brand new P150s, breaking all over this organization. And that goes back to what we established last week. Now, I'm going to be as boring as I can by going back like a good teacher and repeating some of the things that I said to you last week. Why? Because most people do not need new information to win. I want to say this again. Most people do not need new information to win. As a matter of fact, they need to be reminded of some old information that they were already given. Most of the times, what's holding you back is not something you haven't heard. It's something that you have heard and have not done. It's something that you need to be reminded of. It's something that you need to be held accountable to. Now, if I was sitting down with you, this is a Sunday evening, this is a time we draw up our charts. We draw up our charts. We hosted here Swipe Trader Starboy last week, Tuesday, and I got to sit with him, and he said, Luke, the truth is I don't get up every morning and trade. He said, Luke, the truth is sometimes I trade once, twice, 3 times for the week. I open up some positions, sometimes probably 3 times, 4 times for the month. I don't trade every day. I'm not getting up early every morning and trading. The positions that I do open up, when I look for them, the type of pippage that he's able to get, the type of income that he's able to create from that, he is able to create wealth from that every month. At the end of August, he will retire both his parents, and he's only 21 years old. He told me of trades, one trade with gold earning $80,000 US in profits. one trade with gold. He says, Luke, it's not the quantity of trades that you're placing, but the quality of the trades that you're placing. 21-year-old retiring his parents at the end of August. Come on, somebody. We have something very powerful in our hands and very important. This is, you know, at this time we're getting ready. We draw up our charts. We know what we're looking at. We know what pairs we're looking at. We look at our support, our resistance, our trend lines. We look at our tools, our software, the harmonic scanner. We're waiting to see what it says, the web analyzer. But we are ready. We're prepared on the product side to make sure that we're doing due diligence to be profitable this week. Just last week, Tuesday, I opened a new account just to trade cryptocurrency. When I closed it on Friday, my account was already doubled. 100% growth. 100% growth. I already saw where I had 2 losses last week, right? I had some wins. I'm looking at my wins. I'm looking at how much pips it was. I'm looking at when I lost. Why did I lose? And I'm improving on that this week. So we're not going into the new week repeating old mistakes. We're improving our game, right? So you got to be a product of your product. Now, I'm going back now to some questions I asked you last week. I'm going back now at questions because I am going to be the leader that does not tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to be the leader that tells you what you need to hear. So I want you to participate in the chat, and I want you to be as honest as you can. Question number 1. How many new personal customers did I sponsor between last week's Sunday and this Sunday? How many brand new personal customers did I sponsor between last week Sunday and today? Give me your answer in the chat. How many people did I sponsor in the last 7 days? Put your answer in the chat. We have 90 people on the call. I have 1 answer. Come on, let's go. All right, Chisholm, you said 0. Oge, 3. Galaxy, 4. Obi and Chiyoma, 2. Tony, 1. Belumi, 0. Charity, 2. Abiba, 1. Christy, 0. Jubanks, 0. Victor, 1. Kambona, 0. Blessing, 0. Eugenia, 2. Lucy, you're new. Welcome to the call. Techno, 0. Galaxy, 2. Kingsley, 0. Now, here's what I'm going to say to you. All right? Here's what I'm going to say to you. What determines how many people you sponsor for the week? Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, you do not go into a week without a goal for how many personal sponsors you want. So my question is, what was your goal? Do not build a business randomly. Success does not happen on default. Success happens by design. Success does not happen by default. Success happens by design. So you must have a goal to the amount of people that you actually want to sponsor. You should have a goal, right? You should have a goal. This is the amount of people that I actually want to sponsor. Now, let me say this. If you do not know how to manage a day in this business, you will not know how to manage a week. If you do not know how to manage the week, you will not know how to manage the month. If you do not know how to manage the month, you will not know how to manage the year. And if you do not know how to manage a year, you may not know how to manage your life. So I want to break this down. How do you manage a day in this business? Well, the day is made up of hours. So you're going to have to know how to manage an hour. Now, let me talk to you about what is on your daily agenda. It will determine your results in the week. Now, I've said this before, bear with me. I know some of you may be hearing it again. People work this business 4 ways. The first way is that people work this business no time. Luke, what do you mean no time? They sign up, they get a back office, they have an ID, and for the entire week, they are in church, they are in school, they are at work, they are home, they are doing everything else, and they did not give any time to their business. So they're in the business, but number one category is that they are in the category that their business gets no time. No time. I want to say this to you. Stop fooling yourself, thinking that you are going to get results, having expectations without inspecting. You cannot expect what you do not inspect. If you give no time to your wife, do you plan to have a great communicative relationship? You give her no time. If you give no time to your children, do you plan to get results there relationally? No. Well, if you give no time to your business, why will you be walking around with the expectations of doing well? Now, category number 2. Sometime. There are some people who will give their business some time. They're not full-time, but, every now and then. So, probably an hour for the week. They jumped onto an IML TV. They probably got a class at IML Academy. Sometime. Every night. You're not too sure if they're going to do it. They may do it sometime. I want to say to you as well, you cannot carry real, authentic expectations of this business if you are only giving it some time. That's right. You cannot expect what you do not inspect. You're not giving it some time. The third category is people who are part-time. The major part of your organization will be part-time. Almost 90%, 95% of your organization will be part-time in this business. They still have their full-time jobs. They have other commitments. They are not only doing this business alone as their only stream of income. They're part-time. Somebody says they can't hear what I'm saying. Could we message that person and let them know how to get audio? Because I think everybody else might be hearing, right? So number 3 was part-time. Number 4 is full-time. Now, part-time is 4 to 6 presentations per week. When you are part-time, you are doing 4 to 6 presentations per week. Let's say you're giving an hour to each presentation. So that's the amount of time you're giving to your business. This is outside of training outside of charting, outside of doing classes. 4 to 6 presentations per week. If you are full-time, you do 3 presentations per day, sorry. Full-time, 3 presentations per day. Some people say they're full-time, but they're doing 4 to 6 presentations per week. That's not full-time. Full-time is 3 presentations per day. Don't fool yourself saying that you're full-time, but the truth is you don't have a job. Full-time. 3 presentations a day. Now, you have to be able to manage your schedule daily. So for example, let me ask you in this industry, for those of you who are part-time, those of you who are full-time, one of the first things that you want to do is make sure that you're planning out your work and then working your plan. So most of you, some of you may know this, but all of you may not. When you look at your calendar from day 1, from the 1st to about the 10th, from the 1st to the 10th is what you call the white zone. The white zone is known for exposure. What you do in the white zone the first 10 days of the month is you expose. You go into, a massive action of exposing the business, doing presentations to brand new people, warm market, hot market, cold market. Your warm market are the people who know you, you know them. Your hot market are the people who you have been introduced to by the people you already know. So if I know Obi and Cheoma, they introduced me to a brand new pastor. They edified me. That person becomes a hot market to me. A cold market is somebody who I just messaged on Facebook. I don't know them. I saw something that they did. I liked it. And I say, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep winning. I'm just looking at your success, and I really want to celebrate you. That's cold market contacting. 1st to the 10th is the white zone of your month. You must plan out massive action with exposures. From about the 11th to the 20th of the month, which is the middle of the month, you call that the blue zone. The blue zone is key for follow-up. Exposure is everything, but your fortune is in your follow-up. So the middle of the month, you're also following up with people who you would have talked to at the beginning of the month. Now, you don't have to wait till the middle of the month. If you expose somebody, basically the second part after the exposure is the follow-up. So that might be the following week. It might be the following 48 hours. It might be the following day. The key is you're pushing to make sure all the people that you exposed, that by the middle of the month, you're following up on everybody. From the 21st to the 30th, it could be the 31st, it is what you call the red zone. The red zone is where you close, or what you call collect decisions. In the red zone, this is where you're collecting decisions. Hey, Obi, I know we talked earlier this week. We got a chance to follow up, putting you in touch with one of my business partners. He said, if I found anybody, like you, who's sharp like you, he wanted to take some time out of his schedule to connect with you. You connect them now with your upline leader. Your upline leader is giving you some support, and that upline leader will say, let's say the upline leader is talking to Tony. Says, hey, Tony, how are you? Tony, welcome to coming online here with us. I've heard some great things about, Tony, let me ask you this. What did you really like best about what you've heard so far? about iMarkets Live. And Tony goes ahead, he says, well, I really like the fact about the money. I said, Tony, you're thinking just like me. That's exactly what I liked when I saw it, the ability to earn a lot of money. I said, Tony, now let me say this to you. I've been able to, to do pretty well here in iMarkets Live, no income claims, but I've been able not just to do well, but to help a good few people. Some have, gone and they're retired. Some people, they've been able to add extra streams of income that have done significant things for family. And I said, Tony, if I were to take some of my time to dedicate to working directly with you and Obi, Tony, over the next 90 days, can you tell me what will be a good financial goal to make sure that this opportunity is well worth your time? Just give me a dollar figure. And Tony says, well, Luke, in the next 90 days, if I could earn 5,000 US, that would be a good investment for me. I said, Tony, now let me ask you this. That's a goal that I believe that we could probably go after. If we don't hit it, let's say we were to get to 4,200. Tony, would you be upset if we only got to 4,200 and not 5,000 in the next 90 days? And I'm sure Tony's going to say, no, that won't be a problem. Say, Tony, let me ask you this. If I could work together with you to get to a goal of $5,000 over the next 90 days, Tony, would you be able for the next 90 days to give 4 to 6 hours per week towards that goal? And I stay quiet. I'm attaching the process to the prize. We talked about the prize, but I'm being very clear about the process or the price that is attached to the prize. And I don't say anything. I want him to ponder. I want him to think. Tony says, yeah, I believe I can give 4 to 6. So I said, Tony, if I dedicated my time over the next 90 days to get you to a goal of $5,000, you're going to commit to 4 to 6 hours per week where we can work together to get to the goal of 5,000. Is that correct? Good. Tony, how serious are you on getting started with this goal right now? I give Tony some time. Silence is a beautiful thing for closing. I want you to learn that. Some of you talk too much. You're trying to convince. You're trying to force. Hold your posture. We have what they want. Stop selling them. Attract them. Success is not something you pursue. Some success is something you attract when you become the person that you ought to become. You will attract it into your life. Hold your posture. Tony says, well, Luke, I'm ready to get started right now. Great. Obi, what I want you to do is to get Tony into the system. Tony, as soon as you get into the system, message me. I want to make sure that you have my personal number. What I do is I give Tony a little task to see if he's teachable and coachable. Tony, as soon as you get in the system, message Obi to let what message you get from Obi, message me so I can get you can get my personal contact. So I'm now going to have his number. I'm looking to see if he does that little thing. Why? To show his level of teachability and coachability if he's ready to go to work. So my month is planned out when I look at my calendar. I know the first part of the month, massive exposure, middle, follow-up, end of the month, red zone, that's a lot of follow-up. Now, if you're part-time, you must go in your calendar and mark out the days that you have presentations. Let me show you this. This is my screen. This is my calendar right now. All right? Wherever you see a red dot is my iMarkets Live business. Today is the 5th. The call that I'm doing with you right now is a call that is scheduled. Team call. So I have team calls all Sunday evening. This is a Sunday that I do team calls to set up everybody, right? We're talking about what the game plan is for the month. Now when I look for the week, what happens on Monday? I have an iTrade party at 7 p.m. I have an online webinar at 9:30 p.m. What happens on the Tuesday? I have a weekly meeting for iMarkets Live. What happens Wednesday? I have an iTrade party and a webinar in the night. What happens on Thursday? I have an iTrade party at 7. I have a webinar at 9:30. What happens on Friday morning from 10 a.m. I have annual sit-downs all the way till 3 p.m. Friday night, I don't have anything booked. That's my family time. That's the time that I go out with my family. We go on a date with my wife. I do something with my son. What happens on Saturday? I have a 5 p.m. iTrade meeting. I have a 7 p.m. iTrade meeting. So I don't go into a week without it being planned. Now I will go into these slots and know who I am dealing with, and I make sure and call ahead and say, hey, this week I'm going to be by you. How are we doing on our invites? How are we doing on our guests? How many confirmations do you have? You got to plan your work and work your plan. Now, this is just my evenings. This has nothing to do with the work I also do on mornings with my team. This is just my personal blocks, but I'm doing presentations with people who are also in my team. And this is with another full-time job, and this is with a parent, and this is with pastoring, and this is with running a leadership school. All that is happening. But you have to plan your work and then work your plan. The reason I can do this is I could go back and track my activity to see, did I have enough activity in the front end to get the results on the back end? But if you're not planning your work, you sit down with somebody like David Imonite, he says, open your calendar and show me the last 30 days. Where have you been? Who have you been with? How many presentations have you been doing per day? He cannot coach you or give you counsel effectively if you are unable to show him what you've been doing with your time. Can't manage a day, can't manage a week, can't manage a week, wouldn't manage the month, can't manage the month, wouldn't manage the year, can't manage the hour, wouldn't manage the day. So your month is structured in zones. Your days are calendared to match either your full-time or your part-time. Full-time or your part-time. So now I have a goal, and I could say these amount of people I plan to recruit this month. How many presentations am I doing? How many people have I spoken with? Now, the next goal that I talked to you about is how many personal P150s? How many personal P150s did I have? Now, Obi, can you remind me of the name of our dear friend who is our brand new P2000? I'm not too sure. Is she on the call today? Can you, all right, I want her to come up. I'm going to ask a few questions because I'm going to show you live and direct what I'm talking about. Kilichiku, are you on our call? I want to, if Obi, if you can unmute her so that I can just ask her some questions here. Hello. All right, your mic is unmuted. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Well, let me first of all congratulate you in front of the entire organization for your success. You have created waves of excitement miles away from you, hundreds, thousands of miles away from you. We are all fired up and excited to the success. And I know, based on what you've done before, this is just the beginning. But I want this to be an example of the things that I'm sharing with you. I want them to see that it's not just random instructions, that it actually creates the success that you want. Now, let me ask you this. Since you've come into the business, within the last couple of weeks, how many personal sponsors have you had since you've gotten started? How many personal customers?
I have is more than 12.
About 12?
It's more than 12, but I can't say exactly.
More
but
than
it's
12.
more than 12. Yes, it's more than 12.
Right. So let me ask you this. Do you have a goal for the amount of people that you wanted to sponsor when you started this business?
Whether?
Did you have a goal for the amount of people that you wanted to personally sponsor when you started your business?
Yes, I did.
What was that goal?
The goal was I planned to sponsor at least one person every day, because I run my meetings every day except on Saturdays, Monday to Fridays, and sometimes I do 2 sessions, 3 sessions a day. And my goal was that at least from every meeting I run, I must sponsor one person.
You listen to this. Here's what I'm saying to you. You saw the schedule that I showed you? One person per day. The reason she can expect that is because if you inspect what she's doing, she has presentations happening every day. You cannot have expectations of sponsoring one person per day if I don't inspect what you're doing daily to see that you actually have opportunities for people to join you every day. So sometimes 2, sometimes 3 presentations per day. Her goal is to sponsor one person every day. Do you realize that her results are not magic? Her results are honest. Her results is just really telling me what is happening in the background. What are the activities happening that we don't see? We see the flyer, we see the results, but we don't see the work happening on the daily behind closed doors. So that I could tell you that what I'm saying to you is what produces the results of a superstar like this. Now, let me ask you this. How many personal P150s did you create in this business since you got started? Personal, they are P150 and above. How many of them?
I've created about 11 P150s, then 1 P1000, personal 1 P1000, then P600. I've created like 6 P600 personal.
All right, now watch this. You see, this is not magic, it's not rocket science. I ask her 2 questions. Her goal for personals and her activity to sponsor personals. Then I ask her, which is the leadership muscle. I understand her individuality as far as being a strong person. But now I'm asking a question that tests her leadership muscle. How many personals has she helped? The people that she's brought in, how many of them has she helped to go P150? Do you see the number of P150s? Personal P1000s? Do you hear the number of P600s? The reason she's getting her results. Now, don't get offended when I say this. The reason she's getting her results is not because she has God's favor. I am sure she has God's favor. All of you has God's favor. But you want the favor to be manifested in your life, you must match your faith with works. That's where the problem is. Some people don't want to be told the truth, but I'm going to tell you the truth this evening. You cannot have big dreams and poor work ethic. You cannot have big goals and poor work ethic. If you want to live in Pretoria in South Africa, you have to have a Pretoria type of work ethic. If you want to live in the gated community, if you want to live in the Hamptons, you have to have a Hamptons work ethic, a Hamptons mindset. What you looking for, hon? Your own? It's in the car, my car. You have to match the work ethic with the dream. In Trinidad, I don't know if you guys know what Morbi is. It's a drink you make from the bark of a tree. It tastes a little bitter and we spice it up and stuff. But it's a cheap drink. And what we say in Trinidad is you cannot have a champagne taste and a Morbi pocket. And some people have a champagne dream and a Morbi work ethic. You cannot get those big results if you don't do the daily activities. Watch this. Sometimes the daily activity is boring, but it is worth it. It's repetitious activity. This is how I get up in my day. This is how I plan my week. This is my goal for personal sponsors. This is my goal for personal P150s. This is my goal for P600s. This is my goal for P1000s. You're not going to get to Chairman 25 thinking about yourself. You're going to get to Chairman 10, Chairman 25, Chairman 50 and above, thinking about how can you create bigger stories in your team. Blessing says, I think I've been playing. I'm glad somebody's getting it. I'm glad somebody's waking up. It's time to go to work. Come on. 1, 2, 3 presentations for the week. You can't have big dreams doing that. We got to get this engine warm. We got to get this engine fired up. We got to get this engine, raring and going. If you want to get to work, we will be able to rejoice and applaud you in the end. Right now, it's not time to post, pictures of you buying and shopping for something. That's not that time. Let's go get rich first. I always see people in the industry, all of a sudden they come into network marketing and they want to be the person who tells the rest of the world how to think positive. Do not ever sell the fruit before it is ripe. Don't sell the fruit until it is ripe. You know what that means? Take time to mature and get your results before you start promoting the product of who you are. See, people make that mistake all the time. I see people make that. Somebody says, I'm in Trinidad. You can get that contact straight from Obi right after. Let me see if I can message you. I'll get it to you right after, right? Hit me up on any one of my social medias and I'll get my number to you. So, what are we doing in the daily grind? Let me ask you this. I can't stay on for my full time today, but I got to get this in. The question is, have you ever gone all in? Some of you are trying this for the first time. Some of you have been in other companies. Some of you have been in, 2 companies, 3 companies, 4. This might be your first company. Let me ask you this. Have you ever gone all in? I heard Les Brown say, won't it be unfortunate that at the end of your life, you're laying on a bed and surrounded on that bed right there are your goals and dreams. And the only thing they can say to you on your way out is why? Why didn't you ever go all in? Why didn't you ever pursue? Why didn't you ever bring us into your life? We were waiting all your life to be a part of your life. We were waiting to be manifested. We were waiting to see how you would be enjoying it when we would have been manifesting your life. But you always fell short. You never went all in. You never dreamed big enough. You never, worked hard enough. You always went half and then you backed down when you saw distractions or somebody said something or something was working against you. That's why the late Dr. Miles Monroe said the richest place in the earth are not the oil wells in the east. The richest place in the earth are not the diamond mines up north. The richest place in earth are not the places that have copper in their hills. The richest place in earth is the graveyard. And the reason I said the richest places in the earth is the graveyard, because it is in the graveyard there are people who had books to write that were never written. Businesses to build that were never built. Buildings to design that were never designed. Songs to arrange that were never arranged. Paintings to be painted that were never painted. People who carried their potential to the grave. I beseech thee, brethren and sistren, you owe it to your life to go all in with this opportunity. All in means you don't leave any gas in the tank. All in means you don't wait for other people to do what they got to do for you to get fired up. All in means you put on your blinders. You write down your goals. You think about why you're really doing this. Whether it is to improve my family's life, the things we talk about, financial freedom, you think about those things. And when you get up in the morning, you thank God for everything that he's done. You're grateful. You have your pictures up in the room. You have your words up in the room. You have your statements, your affirmations, your incantations up in the room. You get up and you start to read your personal development. You make sure you contact your upline and your coach. You make sure you touch base and you let them know what are the things you're going on. And you get out of that house and you get with the mindset that today, the next 24 hours, I have 3 presentations scheduled. Nothing is going to get in my way. And I'm going to finish today to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do and I do what is required. I'm not going to do my best. I'm going to do what is required to hit my goal. I am matching my faith with the works. You do that for 7 days. And you got a week. You do that for another 7 days. You got 2 weeks. You do that for another 7. You got 3. You do that for another 7 days. You got a month. Anytime you can do that for a month straight, 30 days straight, watch what happens in your business. You repeat that twice, and now you have a 90-day blitz. When you know what to do for a 90-day game plan, it's lights over. It's game over. Anybody who goes all in for 90 days, all in, not holding back, 90-day game plan, which is what we're going to do on our next floor. I'm going to lay it out how to do your first 30 days, your first 90 days, and your next 18 months. Your first 30 days, your 90-day game plan, your next 18 months, what you're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can go all in a 90-day game plan, which we'll talk about next week, ladies and gentlemen, it's game over. So a lot of you, when you think about it, as I just interviewed one person, you could see their success is coming from a frequency of 2 activities. How many people you are personally sponsoring, the frequency of that. I always gave you a plan. I told you if you want to have a sponsoring plan as far as the numbers. I've always put this up here. I don't know how many of you have it. Let me pull it up again. If you always want a guide, you can take a screenshot on how you should be sponsoring. This is a guide. A 6-month plan. This is a guide. This is a guide. It matches the rank. Month 1, 6 to 12 personals. I prefer 12 if you want a fast start based on the level of your influence. Month 2, a brand new 6 personals. Now you have 12 to 18. Month 3, a brand new 6 personals. Now you have 18 to 24. Month 4, a brand new 6. Now you have 24 to 30. Right up to the 6th month, you'll have 36 to 40 new personals. 6 months consistently, at least 6 brand new. The first month you could put in 12. That's the frequency and the rate at how you ought to sponsor. When you look at the ranks as a P150, at least 3 personals. You want to be a P600 with 6 to 12 personals. You'll have the right structure. You want to be a P1000 with 12 to 18 personals. That will give you a strong structure. You want to go P2000 with 18 to 24 personals. You want to go P5000 with 26 to 32 personals. You want to go Chairman 10 with 32 to 40 personals. And guess what you do after that? You create duplication in your groups. You find people who are saying, who are believing to get to Chairman 10. You give them this guide and you begin to work with them. And you, month after month, they are following the guide with personal sponsors and helping people who will go personal 150, personal P600s, personal 1000. The name of the game is you keeping up the frequency of your personal sponsors and how many people are you helping to advance to personal P1000s and above. Somebody says they're lost. Somebody says structure has to do with what? Okay. Yes, you can get this chart. I'll make sure that Obi has this chart and he can distribute this to everybody. Let me explain this before I wrap this up. Up here, where the cursor is the month. So that's any month you begin that you say, hey, I'm launching towards Chairman 10. This is my goal. That month, you want to sponsor 6 to 12 people. I prefer 12, so you have a big, fast start. Based on your level of influence, you could go with even more. For the average person, 6 to 12. And for the next 5 months, it's an average of 6 people per month. Total, this just gives a total of personals as you go. Where it says the rank, you understand the ranks in the business. Where it says structure, this is the structure that the company looks for to qualify you for that rank. So where you have the numbers with the structure, we build 3 legs of business. So to be a P150, you need at least 3 personals, 1 person in each leg of business. To be a P600, all you need to have is 3 personals, but they need 4 people per leg of business. All you have to do is actually have 3 personals. The others could be from other people sponsoring people in your organization. Once it has 4, 4, and 4, you could be a P600. A P1000, 12, 12, and 6. It does not have to be perfectly in that order, but the rule is the total number of people you need for P1000 is 30. 30. So from any leg of business, they will not count any more than 40% of what you need towards that goal. For example, 40% of 30 is 12. So the most they will count in any leg towards the goal of 30 is 12, 40%. So a simple example of the structure you want for P1000 is 12, 12, and 6. It could be 12, 6, and 12. It could be 6, 12, and 12. And so on for the others. These are the structures, but this is an example of how many personals you should have in the business to support those structures. So you don't want to just go to these structures with only 3 personals. You want to keep sponsoring personal legs of business because more personals increases your profitability in the business. You're not just depending on 3 people. You have 32 to 40 people who you've personally sponsored and working with to grow the volume in the organization. Well, guys, that's about the size of it. Obi, I will send this out to you to make sure that you can push that out to the team. But this is something that you can give people when they're brand new so that they can know how to keep up with their personal sponsors, the number of personal sponsors that they have. That's important. And you can guide them through as the month go to make sure they have that plan so they understand the consistency of the personals. And now you can add to this list after every month how many personal P150s and above did we help this month? How many personal P150s and above did we help from the people we personally sponsored? Now, when we have that in place, you keep track of those 2 numbers and you will have massive explosive growth in your business. Guys, it's always a privilege being here with you. I love each and every one of you. Looking forward to seeing each and every one of you at the top. Listen, more stories are going to come up from this organization this week. Why will it happen? Because I said so. I believe in the spoken word. I believe that if we believe in the spoken word, we match that up with the work that the universe desires of us, what it requires of us. We do what is required, match that with our dream, and you will have everything that you desire. Obi and Chioma, you guys are so blessed. I can't wait to celebrate you guys. We've said it. We're waiting on it. We await expectantly. We wait with gratitude in our hearts to celebrate you as the brand new Chairman 10s of iMarkets Live in Nigeria. And I can tell you, there are some more people that are running hard at this goal. And I know it's going to be an explosion. So God bless you, each and every one of you. Obi, right back to you and Chioma.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir, for blessing us so much. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate your time, and we'll definitely deliver all the chairman, especially with this new guide. Thank you, sir. And to everyone on the call, it's going to be an amazing week. We have some announcement. Don't jump off the call for now. We'll be having series of launches and trainings in the especially in the three major cities in Nigeria. If you live in Lagos, we'll be having Papa Smurf, one of the master swipe traders, and Adeze Duncan in Lagos this Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So venue will be sent out for Port Harcourt. They will be in Port Harcourt on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Oasis Center. Oasis Center is on Psychiatric Road. I'll also send out the venue. In Abuja, it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll also send out the venue, and it will be at Nippon Grand Hotel. And ticket to all this venue is just 10,000 naira. Yeah, East Africa, we are planning big for you guys. We are planning big. We are coming. We are coming. East Africa, get ready. As soon as we finalize the plan with Papa Smurf and any other top trader who might be coming with. But you know our goal, P5,000. Just get it done. If you get it done this week, we'll come next week. Trust me. You know, I don't give my words lightly. So get your P5,000 done. We'll bring you the best of the best. Amazingly, you might also have Dr. Luke Kwamina. I'm telling you. So get it done. Yeah, the 10,000 is for the 3 days. It's for the 3 days. So we'll give you full details on all the groups, the WhatsApp, the Telegram. We have full details. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal training. I've been chatting with Papa Smurf. He's so committed to building this skill in Africa. He wants to create several seven-figure traders in Africa. Yeah, we have Uganda on the call. Awesome. Uganda, we will join you soon. We will be in Uganda in our next term. Trust me, we will be there, including Zambia. Yeah, we are growing so fast. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night rest. Let's go and do what we are told to. Be a doer. Let's go map out your plan this week. Make every single day count. When you make it a good day, you will in turn make it a good week or a great week. From a week well achieved, you make it a great month. Same thing year. So don't make every single moment count. The recording, we'll send it out in a few minutes from now. Just watch out for it so that I can listen again and again. Internalize the information and do it. Charge out tomorrow morning to get these things done. Have a great week, great trading week, great. Yeah, for those of you in Lagos, awesome. We are having a change in venue. We are upgrading everything. Yeah, from this Saturday, our Saturday meetings will be at Protea Hotel opposite Ikeja City Mall. Protea Hotel opposite Ikeja City Mall at Alausa. Starts 11 a.m. We'll have 3 sessions, 11, 12, 3. It's going to be back to back. So let's crush this thing and, win big. God bless you. Have a great week. Congrats in advance on all the big ranks.